One rainy night in Seattle, Keanu Reeves steps out of a charity event, expecting a quiet walk. Then he hears a faint, trembling, "Save me, they're coming!" It's Sophie, a scared little girl, curled up and alone. But she's not lost. She's running. From a dark secret buried in a Tacoma forest where kids like her are trapped, worked to death by ruthless hands, Keanu's night turns into a fight for justice, against a man who thinks money buys silence and a system that turns a blind eye. This isn't just a rescue, it's a war on the shadows. Stick around, because when Keanu hears a whisper, he doesn't walk away. Comment "truth" if you're hooked, or like if I need to dig deeper. Keanu Reeves steps out of the community center in suburban Seattle, the buzz of the charity event fading behind him. He's in his element here, away from the Hollywood glare, just a guy who cares. Tonight, he skips the ride home, craving the quiet of a walk instead. Rain's falling, but he doesn't mind. It's just him, his thoughts, and the empty street ahead. Then he hears it, a whisper, soft but sharp enough to cut through the drizzle. "Save me, they're coming!" Keanu freezes mid-step. His eyes lock on a small figure huddled under a shop awning. It's a girl, maybe 8, skinny and shivering in a torn jacket. Bare feet, wide eyes staring right at him. Sophie, he'll learn her name soon. She looks like she's trying to vanish into the shadows, but her gaze screams for help. Keanu's gut twists. Something's off. Way off. He's seen need before, handed out meals, signed checks for causes, but this feels different. He crouches down, keeping his voice low. "Hey, kid, you okay? What's your name?" Sophie doesn't answer with words. Her small hand shoots out, grabbing his sleeve, gripping like it's her last lifeline. Her eyes dart past him, wild with panic. That's when he hears the rumble, a low growl of an engine creeping closer. Keanu glances over his shoulder. A beat-up white truck rolls by, slow, deliberate. Its headlights sweep across them, lingering just long enough to make his skin crawl. Sophie flinches, pulling tighter on his arm. He doesn't need her to say it. He feels the threat in the air. "Who's after you?" he asks, sharp but gentle. She just shakes her head, lips trembling, too scared to spill it. Keanu's mind races. Lost kid? Maybe. But this doesn't feel random. The truck's still moving, disappearing around a corner, but he knows it's not gone for good. Whatever's chasing her, it's close, and it's not letting up. He straightens up, scanning the street. No one else around, no help coming. Just him and this girl, stuck in a moment that's starting to feel bigger than he can grasp. "Come on," he says, voice steady despite the unease gnawing at him. "You're not staying here." Sophie hesitates, then nods, barely a twitch of her head. Keanu scoops her up. She's light, too light, and heads for his car, parked a block away. Her weight in his arms stirs something deep. He's no stranger to loss, to the ache of seeing someone slip through the cracks. But this kid's fear? It's raw, alive, and it's pulling him in. He sets her down by the passenger door, unlocking it fast. "Get in," he tells her, checking the rear view as he slides behind the wheel. The street's still empty, but that truck's shadow lingers in his head. Sophie curls into the seat, knees to her chest, staring at him like he's her only shot. Keanu starts the engine, keeping his tone calm. "Sophie, right? That's what you said?" She nods again, quieter this time. "Okay, Sophie, we're moving. You tell me what's going on when you're ready." She doesn't reply, but her grip on the seatbelt says enough. She's terrified, and she's not letting go. He pulls out, tires hissing on the wet road. His mind's already working overtime. Charity events don't prep you for this. Crouched kids and mystery trucks don't fit the script. But Keanu's never been one to walk away. He spent years giving back, quietly helping where he can. This, though, this is personal now. Sophie's whisper wasn't just a plea, it was a hook, sinking deep. The truck's engine echoes in his memory, a warning he can't shake. He glances at Sophie, her face pale under the dashboard light. "They're coming," she'd said. Who's they? Why her? He doesn't have answers, but he's damn sure he's not dropping her off at some shelter and calling it a night. That's not how he rolls. He grips the wheel tighter, decision made. "We're getting you somewhere safe," he says, more to himself than her. Safe, whatever that means when a kid's running from shadows. He doesn't know what he's stepping into, but he's in it now. Sophie's eyes stay on him, wide and searching, like she's testing if he'll keep that promise. The road stretches ahead, rain streaking the windshield. Keanu's no hero, just a guy who listens when the world gets too quiet, and tonight, that whisper's loud enough to change everything. He floors it, not sure where they're headed, but dead certain he's not turning back. Keanu keeps the car steady, weaving through Seattle's outskirts, the hum of the engine a low pulse against the rain. Sophie's next to him, knees pulled tight to her chest, eyes glued to the window. She's watching for something, someone, and it's got her wound up like a spring. He doesn't push her yet, just lets the silence sit. He knows fear like that doesn't spill easy. Finally, he breaks it, voice soft but firm. "Sophie, who's out there? Your family, where are they?" She doesn't look at him at first, just presses her forehead to the glass. Then her voice comes, small and cracked. "They took me from a bad place, a farm, out by Tacoma, in the woods." Tears spill now, streaking her cheeks. "Made us work till we couldn't stand." Keanu's grip tightens on the wheel, knuckles whitening. "Who's they?" he asks, keeping it steady, but inside, he's churning. Sophie wipes her face with a shaky hand. "Men, bad men. They said we owed them, said we had nowhere else to go." Her words hit him like a punch. He's heard stories, trafficking, kids disappearing, but hearing it from her, a kid who's lived it, makes it real. Then she drops the hammer. "My mom. She was with me there. She tried to keep me safe, but they worked her till she couldn't breathe anymore. She died right in front of me." Sophie's voice breaks, a sob choking her. "I ran after that. I had to." Keanu's chest tightens, a familiar ache clawing up from his own past. He's lost people, his daughter, his partner, grief he's carried quiet and heavy for years. Now it's staring back at him in Sophie's hollow eyes. He pulls over, the car idling at some forgotten gas station, pumps rusted and dark. He turns to her, fighting to keep his own voice level. "You're not alone in this, okay? Not anymore." Sophie looks up, tears still falling, searching his face like she's not sure she can believe it. He gets it. Trust doesn't come cheap when the world's kicked you down this hard. Her story's bigger than one kid, though. It's a system. People preying on the broke, the desperate, the ones society shrugs off. Keanu's seen the edges of it. Families begging on street corners, kids with no one to call for them. But this? Locking kids in cages, working them to death? That's a darkness he can't let slide. Sophie's mom didn't make it out, but Sophie did. And that's a spark he's not letting die. He leans back, staring at the rain-streaked windshield. "Those men? They still out there?" Sophie nods, quick and scared. "They'll come for me, they always do." Her fear's a live wire, and it jolts him into focus. He's no cop, no vigilante, just a guy who's spent years giving what he can. But tonight, that's not enough. He needs answers, proof, something to hit back with. His mind lands on Jake Carter, an old friend from way back, a journalist who's dug into messes most wouldn't touch. Jake's rough around the edges, chain smokes, and doesn't sleep, but he's got a nose for truth and a hate for liars. Keanu pulls out his phone, dials fast. It rings twice before Jake picks up, voice gravelly. "Reeves? Hell of a time to call." "Got a situation?" Keanu says, cutting straight to it. "A kid, Sophie. She's running from something bad, real bad. Tacoma Woods, some farm, kids locked up, forced to work. Her mom's dead because of it." There's a pause. Then Jake curses low. "You're serious?" Keanu glances at Sophie, her hands twisting in her lap. "Dead serious. I need you to dig. Find out who's behind it." Jake sighs, but Keanu hears the spark catch. "All right, man, I'm in. Give me a day, 2, tops." "You're not dropping this, are you?" Keanu's jaw sets. Not a chance. He hangs up, turning back to Sophie. She's watching him, eyes big and wet, like she's afraid he'll vanish if she blinks. "Jake's gonna help us," he tells her. "We're figuring this out." She nods, but her lip trembles. "They'll kill you too," she whispers. "They don't let people go." Keanu leans closer, voice dropping low, steady. "They don't know me, Sophie. I don't quit." It's not bravado, it's a promise. forged in his own scars. He's lost too much to let her lose everything. The car's quiet again, just the rain tapping the roof. Keanu starts the engine, pulling back onto the road. He doesn't know what's waiting in those woods, but he knows Sophie's not facing it alone. Her whispers lit a fire in him, one that's burning hotter with every word she's said. This isn't just about saving her anymore. It's about every kid still trapped, every parent gone, every life the world's forgotten, and he's damn well gonna make someone pay. Keanu keeps his eyes on the road, steering through the quiet outskirts of Seattle. Rain taps the windshield, a steady rhythm that doesn't calm the storm brewing inside him. Sophie's next to him, knees pulled tight to her chest, staring out the window like something's chasing her reflection. She's small, fragile, but there's a weight in her silence that presses on him heavier than the night. He doesn't push her at first, just drives, letting the hum of the engine fill the gap. But he can't let it sit. "Sophie," he says, voice soft but firm, "where's your family?" She doesn't move, doesn't look at him. Then, a shaky breath escapes her, and the dam breaks. "They're gone," she whispers, tears spilling fast. "Mom's gone, I got away. From the bad place." Keanu's grip tightens on the wheel. "What bad place?" he asks, keeping it gentle, though his pulse is already climbing. Sophie wipes her face with a trembling hand. "A farm," she says, voice cracking. "In the woods, near Tacoma. They locked us up, me, Mom, the others, made us work till we couldn't anymore." Her words hit like punches, each one landing harder. "Kids like me, in cages." He doesn't interrupt, just listens as she unravels it. "Mom tried to keep me strong," Sophie says, choking on a sob. "She'd sneak me her food, tell me stories to make it hurt less. But she got weak. They didn't care. She just stopped one day." Her hands twist into her jacket, eyes hollow. "I ran when they weren't looking, had to. For her." Keanu's throat tightens. He knows loss too well. The sister he couldn't save, the friends taken too soon. It's an old ache, one he's carried quietly for years, but hearing Sophie's story rips it wide open. Her mom's sacrifice, her fight to protect this kid. It's a mirror to his own scars. He glances at her, sees the ghost of his own grief in her face, and something clicks. She's not just a stranger anymore. She's a piece of him he didn't expect to find. "Who are they?" he asks, voice low but steady. Sophie's head shakes fast. "Bad people. They take kids no one looks for. Poor kids. Ones like me." Her words cut deeper than she knows, exposing a truth he's seen too often. People society forgets, left to rot while the world moves on. He spent years giving back, trying to fix those cracks, but this? He can picture it, these kids, trapped in some rundown farm, worked to death for profit, a trafficking ring hiding behind dirt and trees, preying on the invisible. It's not just wrong, it's evil, the kind that festers when no one cares enough to fight. And Sophie, this tiny survivor, she's the proof it's real. Her mom's gone, but she's still here, still whispering for help. That's what gets him, the whisper that won't quit. Keanu's jaw clenches, anger mixing with the ache. He's no cop, no soldier, just a guy who's seen enough to know when to step up. "You're safe now," he tells her, meaning it. But safe isn't enough, not when she's talking about cages and dead moms and kids still out there. He can't unhear that, can't walk away. Sophie looks at him, eyes red and searching. "You believe me?" she asks, voice so small it nearly breaks him. "Yeah," he says, meeting her gaze. "I do." And he does, every word. She's not spinning some kid's tale. The fear in her, the way she flinches at shadows, it's too real. He's seen that look before in people who've lost everything. He's felt it himself. The road curves and he spots a sign for an old gas station ahead, long abandoned. He pulls in, tires crunching on gravel, and cuts the engine. Sophie tenses, but he raises a hand. "We're good here, just need a minute." He digs out his phone, scrolling to a name he hasn't called in a while, Jake Carter. A freelance reporter, gritty and fearless, the kind of guy who digs where others won't. If anyone can help, it's him. "Stay put," he tells Sophie, stepping out into the rain. She nods, watching him like he's her anchor. He dials, pacing by the car. Jake picks up on the third ring, voice rough. Reeves? What's this about? Keanu doesn't waste time. I've got a kid here, Jake. She ran from something bad, real bad. Kids in cages, Tacoma Woods. I need you on this. A pause, then Jake's all business. You're serious? It's not a question. Dead serious, Keanu says. She's lost everything. There's more still trapped. We need proof. Fast. Jake curses under his breath. All right, meet me in an hour. Bring her. Keanu hangs up, staring at the phone. This isn't his world. Investigations, busting rings, but it's Sophie, and she's pulled him in. He slides back into the driver's seat, meeting her eyes. We're gonna fix this, he says, voice quiet but ironclad. For you, for them. Sophie doesn't smile, doesn't speak, just nods, tears streaking her face. Keanu starts the car, resolve hardening. He's not just driving now, he's chasing justice. For a girl who's lost it all in a world that's let her down too long. Keanu pushes through the creaky door of a rundown Tacoma coffee shop, Sophie clinging to his side. It's late, too late for decent folks to be out, but Jake Carter's already there, slouched in a corner booth. He's a wiry guy, mid-40s, face etched with lines from too many sleepless nights. His laptop's open, a mess of papers spilling across the table. He looks up, nods once. This better be good. It's not good, Keanu says, sliding into the seat across from him. Sophie scoots in close, her small frame pressed against his arm. It's bad. Real bad. Jake's eyes flick to her, then back to Keanu, waiting. Keanu leans in, voice low. She ran from a farm, kids locked up, worked to death. Tacoma Woods. You're the guy who digs into this stuff. Tell me what you've got. Jake exhales, sharp and tired, then spins the laptop around. The screen glows with scanned reports. Missing kids, dozens of them, stretching back years. These, he says, tapping the table, are ghosts. Poor families, slums, kids no one bothers looking for. Cops file the papers, then forget. Been piling up forever. He pulls up a map, zooms in on a patch of forest. That farm she's talking about? Owned by Victor Grayson. Rich, quiet, untouchable. No one's ever pinned him. Keanu's stomach knots. Victor Grayson. A name that sounds like money and shadows. He glances at Sophie. She's staring at the screen, eyes wide, breath hitching. A photo pops up. A man in his 50s, sharp suit, sharper smile. She flinches, hard, grabbing Keanu's hand under the table. That's him, she whispers, voice breaking. He hurt Tommy, beat him till he stopped moving, just 'cause he said no. The words land like a brick through glass. Keanu's jaw tightens, but he keeps his face steady for her. Tommy? He asks, gentle. Sophie's lip trembles. My friend, older, maybe 10, he stood up to them, said we shouldn't have to work all night. Victor laughed. Then she stops, tears spilling. I hid. Watched him die. Thought I'd be next. Keanu feels it, the rage, the helplessness, burning under his skin. He's seen cruelty, felt it in his own losses, but this? A kid beaten to death for wanting better? It's a gut punch. He squeezes Sophie's hand, grounding her, grounding himself. She's shaking, reliving it, and he hates that she has to. You're safe now, he says, voice low but fierce. He's not touching you again. Jake watches them, eyes narrowing. She's not the only one, he says, flipping through files. Grayson's got a system. Takes kids no one misses, works them till they drop. Cops don't care. Someone's greasing palms. Local brass, maybe higher. Been quiet for years, 'cause no one's loud enough to stop it. He leans back, arms crossed. That's your farm, Reeves. A cage for the forgotten. The truth sinks in, heavy and cold. Keanu's spent his life giving quiet donations, time at shelters, because he knows what it's like to feel invisible. But this is bigger, uglier. A whole operation built on kids like Sophie, on families too broken to fight back. It's not just crime, it's a betrayal of everything he believes in. He looks at her, sees the fear, the fight left in her, and it cuts deeper than he expected. How many? He asks Jake, voice tight. How many are still there? Jake shrugs, grim. Hard to say. 10, 20, more? No one's counting. Sophie's head snaps up. 15, she says, certain. I counted him every night. 15 left when I ran. Her eyes lock on Keanu's, pleading. They're scared, like me. 15. 15 kids, trapped, waiting for someone to care. Keanu's mind races. Names he'll never know, faces he can't unsee now that she's painted the picture. He's no stranger to pain, but this is a weight he can't shake off. Sophie's hand in his feels like a promise he didn't mean to make, but he's making it anyway. Jake leans forward, voice dropping. You're in deep now, Reeves. This ain't your usual charity gig. Grayson's connected. Dangerous. You go pokin', you might not come back. Keanu doesn't blink. I'm not leaving them there, he says, flat and final. Jake curses, running a hand through his hair. Knew you'd say that. You're too damn stubborn. Sophie's grip tightens, her voice breaking through. Don't go, she begs, tears streaming now. They'll kill you too, please. She's sobbing, clutching his arm like she can hold him there. It stops him cold, her fear, her need. He crouches to her level, wiping a tear from her cheek. Hey, he says, soft but sure. I'm not leaving you alone, but those kids, they're waiting, like you were. I've got to try. She searches his face, desperate for a lie she won't find. He's not promising safety, he can't. But he's promising her something real. He'll fight. For them, he adds, voice thick. For you. For Tommy. Her sobs quiet, but the tears don't stop. She nods, slow, letting go of his arm, but not his trust. Keanu stands, meeting Jake's eyes. Get me more, he says. Names, proof, anything to bury this guy. Jake smirks, bitter. Already on it. But you? You're walking into hell. Keanu doesn't flinch. Wouldn't be the first time, he says, thinking of battles he's fought, on screen, in life. This one's just uglier. He turns to Sophie, resting a hand on her shoulder. Stay with Jake. I'll be back. She doesn't argue, just watches him, eyes full of a hope she's scared to hold. Keanu steps toward the door, resolve hardening. He's not a cop, not a savior, just a guy who's heard too many whispers to stay quiet. 15 kids. One chance. He's going back, because if he doesn't, who will? Keanu slips into the woods, the night swallowing him whole. No moon, no stars, just darkness, and the hiss of wind cutting through the pines. He's miles from Tacoma now, the farm's silhouette looming ahead like a predator waiting to strike. His breath's steady, but his heart's pounding. He's not here to play hero. He's here because Sophie's voice won't let him sleep. 15 kids. He's all they've got. He finds the barn fast, an old rotting thing. Boards warped and sagging. The air smells of damp wood and something sour, something alive. He edges closer, peering through a crack. Inside, shadows move. Small, hunched shapes in wooden pens. Kids, locked up like animals. Skinny arms, hollow eyes, too weak to cry out. His chest tightens. This is worse than he imagined. Keanu pulls a tool from his pocket, a trick he picked up years ago filming stunts. The lock's rusted, but it gives with a quiet snap. He eases the door open, stepping into the stench and silence. Hey, he whispers, kneeling by the first pen. I'm getting you out. They stare, dazed, like they've forgotten what hope feels like. He works fast, breaking locks, pulling kids to their feet, their light as ghosts clinging to him as he leads them toward the door. Then voices, harsh, barking orders. Flashlights cut through the trees. Victor's men. Keanu curses under his breath, herding the kids behind a stack of crates. Stay low, he says, sharp but calm. Footsteps crunch closer. 2 guys, maybe 3. He waits, coiled, then moves. A swift elbow cracks the first one's jaw. A kick drops the second. The third swings a pipe, grazing his shoulder, but Keanu twists it free and slams the guy down. They're out cold, but more are coming. Run, he tells the kids, pointing to the trees. They stumble forward, scared but moving. A boy lags behind, 10 maybe, all bones and haunted eyes. Keanu grabs his arm, pulling him along. Keep up, he says, softer now. The kid nods, panting, but his steps falter. I can't, he gasps, tears streaking his dirt-streaked face. I don't deserve it. Keanu stops, crouching fast. "What's your name?" he asks. "Liam," the boy chokes out. "Why didn't you deserve it?" Liam's voice breaks. "My sister, she was 6. I tried to save her, snuck her my food, but she starved anyway. I couldn't," he sobs, folding into himself. "I should have died too." The words hit Keanu like a freight train. He sees his own ghosts, loved ones he couldn't hold on to, chances he missed. But this kid, this broken boy, he's still here. Keanu pulls Liam close, arms tight around him. "Listen to me," he says, voice thick but fierce. "You fought for her. That's enough. You're enough. Every one of you deserves to live, her too. She'd want you to." Liam sobs quiet, his small hands clutching Keanu's jacket. It's not absolution, but it's something. Enough to get him moving again. They catch up to the others weaving through the trees, but the night explodes behind them. Shouts, boots pounding. Victor's voice cuts through, cold and mocking. "Reeves, you think you're some Hollywood savior?" Keanu turns, shielding the kids. Victor steps into view, tall, smug, flanked by 2 more goons. His suit's pristine, like he's above the dirt he's made. "You can't change this," he sneers. "World's been chewing up kids like them forever. You're just a pretty face playing tough." Keanu doesn't bite back with words. He's past talking. Victor nods, and the goons rush him. He ducks a fist, slams one down with a knee to the gut, then takes a hit to the ribs from the other. Pain flares, but he grits through it, twisting the guy's arm until something snaps. They're down, groaning, but Victor's still standing, pulling a knife. "Run!" Keanu yells at the kids, shoving Liam forward. Victor lunges, blade flashing. Keanu sidesteps, grabs his wrist and twists hard. The knife drops. Victor snarls, throwing a wild punch. Keanu blocks, lands a solid hit to his jaw, then another to his gut. Victor staggers, but he's not out. He charges, tackling Keanu into a tree. Bark digs into his back, but Keanu shifts, flipping them both. He pins Victor, knee on his chest, and yanks a rope from a nearby crate, binding his hands tight. Victor laughs, ragged and bitter. "You're nothing," he spits. "This isn't over." Keanu doesn't answer, just tightens the knots, breathing hard. Headlights pierce the dark. "Cops," finally. Jake's voice calls out. "Reeves, you alive?" He steps into the clearing, grim-faced, with uniforms behind him. "Sent the proof to every news desk I know," Jake says. "They couldn't ignore it." Keanu stands, wiping blood from his lip. The kids huddle near the trees, watching, alive. Cops swarm in, cuffing Victor's men, pulling him up as he thrashes. "You'll see!" Victor shouts, wild-eyed. "It's bigger than me!" Keanu doesn't flinch, just turns to the kids, helping them toward the squad cars. Liam's still close, eyes on him like he's a lifeline. He kneels, meeting Liam's gaze. "You're free," he says, voice steady despite the ache in his ribs. "All of you." Liam nods, small and shaky, but there's a spark there now, something alive again. Keanu straightens, watching them load into the cars. He's bruised, battered, but they're safe, for now. Victor's right, though, it's not over. Keanu feels it in his bones, a shadow stretching beyond this night. But he's not done either. These kids, they're whispers. They've got him now, and he's not letting go. A week later, Keanu stands outside the Seattle Community Center, hands in his pockets. The place hums with life now, volunteers bustling, kids' voices echoing from inside. The rescued ones, including Liam, are here, patched up and fed, though their eyes still carry shadows. Then he sees her, Sophie, darting out the door, small and quick. She crashes into him, arms wrapping tight around his waist. He freezes, caught off guard, then feels her smile against his jacket. A faint, fragile thing, her first since that night. He hugs her back, wordless, letting her warmth sink in. The news hit hard and fast. Victor's arrest plastered across headlines, the farm raid a grim wake-up call. But Keanu knows it's not the end. Victor's locked up, snarling threats from a cell, yet his network, those faceless hands pulling strings, lurks out there, untouched. Jake's still digging, chasing leads, but Keanu gets it now. This fight's not one battle, it's a war. Long and messy, against a world that forgets too easily. He's tired, bruised from the woods, but the kids' faces keep him awake. They're why he's here. Sophie pulls back, looking up at him. "You kept your promise," she says, voice soft but sure. He nods, throat tight. "Told you I would." That day, he signs the papers, makes it official. Sophie's his now, a daughter he never planned on. She's got a room at his place, a bed with clean sheets, a chance to be a kid again. Later he watches her from the center's porch, kicking a ball with Liam and the others. Her laugh's timid, testing the air, but it's there. Liam glances his way, gives a small wave. Keanu waves back, feeling a crack of light break through the weight he's carried. It's not much, just a flicker of hope in a busted-up world. He's lost too much himself, family, love, pieces of his soul, to pretend it's all fixed. But Sophie's smile, Liam's wave, there's something, proof that fighting matters, even when the dark's still out there. He thinks of her mom, of Tommy, of a little girl who starved in Liam's arms. They're gone, but these kids aren't. That's what he holds on to. Keanu steps away from the porch, rain starting to fall again. He doesn't mind it, never has. "I'm not done," he mutters to himself, voice lost in the drizzle. Not for Sophie, not for the ones still whispering out there, waiting for someone to hear. He's no knight, no legend, just a guy who's felt the cold too long to let it win. Victor's words echo, "It's bigger than me," and he knows it's true. But so's he. Bigger than one night, one farm, one win. He walks off, boots splashing through puddles, a lone figure under the gray. Strong, steady, but solitary. Always has been. Sophie's safe, Liam's breathing, and that's enough for now. Tomorrow, he'll keep going, chasing those whispers, breaking those cages, because if he stops, who picks up the fight? The rain clings to him, but he doesn't falter. Not yet. Not ever. What do you think? Can one person really change a broken world? Keanu's story here hits me hard because it's not just about heroics, it's about listening when no one else does. I believe those whispers, like Sophie's, like Liam's, matter, and fighting for them is what keeps us human. But maybe you see it differently. Maybe you think one guy, even someone like Keanu, can't dent a system this rotten. Fair point. It's big, messy, and relentless. Either way, this tale's got me wondering, who's out there, still waiting, still whispering? Thanks for sticking with it. Your time means a lot. If it moved you, drop a 0 in the comments. If you disagree, hit that like so I know where to dig deeper. Subscribe, share, keep the convo going, because these stories, they're only as strong as the voices behind them.